Hello everyone, I am Plankara, and today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. Continuing on hair. Today, I forget of hair for the left head turn. So when I was looking at it before I streamed today, I noticed that it kind of looks like this little tip goes a bit higher than it should. So I wanted to push that down, just real quick before I get into anything else. I don't think it needs to move down too much, just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And then some stuff around here is just looking a little bit crunchy. So I wanted to go kind of smooth that out just a little bit. Make it smooth. And make it nice. Yeah, I still feels a little blobby through here to me. Let me just hide some of these for a second. Just so I can see here a little bit better. See if that makes it a little bit easier for me to pick out what I need to do here. Sometimes the colors can kind of start blending together when you get really zoomed in, but I kind of have to get really zoomed in order to move the vertices this finely. So, gotta do what I must in order to be able to see properly. Slightly blobby right here. I'm gonna go fix that too. This is gonna be an area that's fun with physics, so I want to make sure that this angle here looks pretty good. And there we go. I think that's looking a lot better. How's the angle? Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. Now I can turn on all those layers. I don't really want the loop. Okay, so there's those layers back on, and then this one. Alright, all the layers back on. Oh yeah, and I guess I had those hidden while I was working on this one the other day. I think I'm gonna hide them again, actually. That one stays. This one hide. There we go. Alright, so now I can go back and finish up this area. I do feel like I had it mostly done. Just a few things that I want to take another look at. I can tell that I was getting a bit tired when I started to work on this, because there's a few things that are just very much obvious to me now. That were probably not when I was actually working on it. It's okay. That's why I always, anytime I finish something, I always sleep on it and then check it again the next day. It's typically when I'm finishing something up, I'm pretty tired by the end. And it's always good to just revisit things with a fresh mind. Means I'm way more likely to catch mistakes. I can just look at it and polish it up, make it the best that it can be. And in some cases, wonder why I thought it was finished in the first place. But that hasn't happened in a while. Typically, it's only small tweaks that I make after not looking at it for a while. Right here, just, I don't know, looks like it's sliding around a bit and a bit crunchy. I just kind of want to clean it up a little. Okay, but here I'm definitely losing something. I overdid it. I overdid it a little. And here I want to make up here a little bit rounder. I think I'm actually going to go look at that first before I go and look at that shadow area that I was poking at before. Look, we gotta make things sufficiently round and floofy. Just won't be satisfied otherwise. A little bit more. Just a tiny, tiny bit. That's pretty good. Like, I do see it sliding upward a little bit, but I don't actually think that's a problem here. Yeah, I think it's fine. And a little bit right here, too. Just teeny tiny bits. Teeny, teeny tiny bits. Okay, and here I think we're approaching where I'm just not quite getting things in the right place. This part, no, I think I need to adjust it manually here. This part wasn't enough, or that part was too much, and this part wasn't quite enough. There we go. And then I think right here is actually a little bit too much. actually pull these down a little bit because it did look like it was sliding upward just slightly. Okay. It's getting close. Getting very close. But I'll keep making those adjustments until they're just the way I like them. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Oh. Pardon me for just a moment, I got a hair on my monitor. Okay. Hair on the monitor is being very distracting. But now it's gone, and now I can see properly. I don't know how I got there, but... well, there it was. It happens, I guess. It was way too short to be my hair, so... Alright, so now I'm gonna go fix up this inside part again. Where I kind of felt like things just weren't in the right place. So let's see if I can get that going right now. Yeah, this part needs to be like more over here. Looks like it's mostly on the top. I'll take a very little brush, because I do have to make it move quite a lot, like it was way off. I'm not even sure how it got that far off. Must have been really tired when I was working that yesterday. It's not too surprising. Rigging still tires me out quite a lot. It's okay, drawing used to do the same thing to me, so as I keep doing it, I'll get better. Okay, so now I think that black part looks good. Now I want to make this other area look good. Right here. The part that has more saturation. Let's bring him on over. I think this needs to be like way more over here. Okay, it's shifting downward. So let's bring it on up. See if that helps. Yeah, that helps quite a lot. It's still not perfect, but it's a lot better. I'll just keep poking at it. And as I keep poking at it, it'll just keep getting better. That's just how it goes, you know? How it goes for a lot of things. Okay. So how's all this? Let me zoom out a little bit. And I'll just stare very intently at all this. So far I think it's actually turning pretty well. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is like right here, this light part, kind of lining that area. Because I'm not sure how much control I have over that area. But okay, I think I have an idea. Let's try something. And just some very slight adjustments here. Don't want to move things too much. And I want to try to make that just a little bit more prominent. Oh yeah. Look how much better that is. a subtle difference, but I can see it, and it makes me happy, and that's what matters. Okay. So now I can start working on this next line. There's lots of little lines in this area, so it might take a little while to get them all right. So far, I think it's actually going pretty smoothly. The joy of having a good mesh for this. I do feel like I have lots of control over how I move things. Even that little area that I wasn't sure how it would work out, it's like, poke at it for 5 seconds and, oh hey, it's exactly how I wanted it to be. That is ultimately why I spent all that time being very particular about my meshes, especially in the hair, because I knew it would be a nightmare if I did not. Okay, I do feel like there's a little corner out there that needs to stick out a bit more in order to match everything else that's going on. Something like that, maybe. How is this? Yeah, I think something like that's good. And it's all just curling backwards. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. Okay, so now I can go back toward the tips down here. Because there was this little area right here that I wasn't quite satisfied with. Felt like this needed to be a little further out. So I don't mind it being a little bit straighter as it goes in. Because I think that makes sense with how this part was sticking out and then came down, and now if we're looking at it from more to the side, then something like this makes sense. But I don't think it's quite there yet. I'll try poking at it a bit more. Okay, yeah, that's looking a bit better. And with that change, some things up here aren't quite right again. Let's go fix those. It's okay, as some things change, some other things have to change too. That's just how it works. Sometimes, in order to make things better, lots of things have to change. Can't even count the number of times where I didn't like something about the pose or the way the hair was moving around when I was just drawing something, and I just ended up redrawing the entire thing, and it was totally worth it because the final image was so much better because of it. Okay. So it's like if you don't like something, don't worry about breaking it. You can just do it again. It's all good. It's like, what's the worst that can happen if you just lose something and can't recover something you didn't like already? It's like, you already didn't like it. It's fine. Alright. Let's see here. So I was noticing on the front here that, I don't know, there's this little divot here, and so I'm trying to get that little divot back here. Just trying to find a way to make that look good. There we go. That looks a lot better. I'm just working my way down the tip. Like, man, every time I feel like I'm getting close to the end there. I have to remind myself that I have a bunch of hair layers hidden still, and I haven't done the back hair. And this is only the left side. We're gonna be here for a while. It can be a little bit overwhelming. But for now, this one tip, this one strand of hair, that is what I'm working on right now. I cannot work on the entire hair at once. It's just one piece at a time. Let's go. Get this one piece looking great. Notice it kind of shifting downwards, so I'm gonna push it back upward a little. That was a bit too much, but what else is new? Shift it back down a little bit. That's close enough. It should be enough to help me figure out where everything needs to go. Okay. So just gonna gently tug at things until any bit of like warping or distortion kind of goes away. And then once I have that, that should be a good basis for, I don't know, it looking better, being right, all that good stuff. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Does that look good when I zoom out, or does that warping around isn't noticeable? Yeah, I still need to fix up here. But I think the lower part looks fine. So let's go in and fix the top. I don't think I need to do too much here. It was mostly fine. A little bit skinny. Still feel like there's a little bit of distortion right there, which means it's probably wrong. So I'm gonna go take a look at that. Just stare at it and poke at it and flail until it cooperates. Nothing can defeat my flailing. Okay. I don't know, it's still kind of there. Did it look like that? No, not really. I was wondering if it looked like that in the front view. But I don't really think it did. That just means I need to poke at it a bit more. I actually don't think it should be that thin, though. Just based on where some of these highlights are. Let me try to get rid of some of these lumpy parts. The lumpy through there. Not too bad. It might be okay. Let's take a look. Okay, there's still a lump right here that I need to clear. But I think once I have that, we'll be ready to add the rest of the strand, finally. Claw, as I dubbed it, because it reminded me of a claw. Like little crab pincers. Okay, that level of shifting downward is noticeable even when I zoom out. So let's just push everything up a little bit. Let's do some staring here. surprised it's as noticeable as it is, but if I was able to see it when zoomed out, that's definitely a sign that I should give this just a little bit more attention. Just trying to remember how this area was shifting. Trying to eliminate some of that shifting. Now that I look at it, there's a little bit of crunchiness right through here. I'll push all this up too. And that might help as well. We shall see. Phew. And I do think this is getting pretty close to being good. Not sure about that, though. Is that just how it looks? Not quite. Let's take another quick look here. Okay, that's a bit better. I'm just distorting a little bit at the tip there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's go turn on the claw. Not the loops. We're not doing this yet. I am so not ready. Okay. No. There's one thing I want to do before I do the claw. There's like a strand that comes off here. Right here. 'Cause it actually like rubs up against this area right here, but it got like way thrown off. Do I have that here? What is your name, Mr. Layer? Hair thick. Shoulder. Hair thick, shoulder clump. Thick strand. Hair thick, shoulder clump. Claw. Not the claw. Thick strand. Shoulder clump, thick strand. Okay. We're gonna remove that. Alright, we're just gonna start from the beginning here. Try to get that strand where it needs to go. It's like, I want to do all the strands at the end, but this one is like part of this clump here. So it's just kind of hard to completely separate them from each other. And there's a big old gap between this clump and the claw coming off. So it's going to be really hard for me to see what I'm doing without this strand that kind of connects the two coming with it. So let's see. Are you in place? Like, you're super distorted, yes, but are you in place? Okay, needs to be a little bit lower down there. Kind of near the bottom here. Probably easier for me to do it without the brush, so let's do that. And I think once I get rid of a lot of this distortion, it should actually be in roughly the right place. Let's just get this looking good. Let's just get this looking good. And then hopefully everything will work itself out. I don't really want a gap to exist between them, so I'm being careful. Okay. Had to go check the front there to see how it sits on the shadow here. There is indeed, like, this little pocket. Okay. Having trouble getting this one to kind of line up. Okay, there it goes. You can see with the 2 rows, it can be a little bit counterintuitive to figure out how to move it around like that, but once you figure it out, it's pretty easy. Okay, I think I want this whole strand to go a little bit further to the right. Or at least the tip of it, I guess I should say. It needs to go a little bit further this way. Be a little bit rounder. I certainly won't complain about making bits of hair a bit rounder. Okay, I pushed it up a little bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. I'll go pull it back down like that. Okay, and then I do see some shifting further up. And I definitely want to correct. Hopefully doing stuff like this will help get some of these other areas where they need to be. Wow, it really did get shifted downward. Like, a lot. So I really have to go all out here. There we go. Put that little guy where he belongs. Okay, and I feel like it's shifting downward over here too. Oh, not that strand, this strand. Here we are. Just not quite as much. I'm being a little bit more careful. And I actually feel like up here is shifting upward. So that means I need to pull this, like, down this way just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And hopefully that'll make the rest a little bit easier to work out. Still have a little bit of straightening out to do, but that is totally fine. Just gotta go in and do the thing. Just gotta do the thing. Very specific, I know. Okay. But overall, I think it's all pretty straightened out and looking good, honestly. Where is it? Where is it? Let me stare at this a bit. Just gotta stare at that. There's like a little spot right through here. That's looking a bit odd to me. It's just looking a little bit odd, you know? Let's see if I can make it look better. There's like a little bit more of a thickness there. Okay. There's definitely a bit of weird shifting here, so let me try to get everything looking smooth. Just very subtle adjustments here, but I think it'll look better in the end. Perfectionism can't help itself. If it knows it'll look better, then, you know, why not do it? It'll be great. Okay, I think that's good. So now I should be able to get these 2 layers on. And now there's not going to be this annoying gap that will be bothering me. And I can just put things in place as I want. So those 2 I think I'm going to do together. We'll see if I change my mind, but they are very much interlinked. So I want them to be able to work together. That already made a considerable difference, wow. Okay. It's amazing how some of these small details can make that big of a difference. Man, why can I not find these layers? Then it's you, right? Yes. Okay. I thought I clicked there, but I guess I didn't. Just getting lost in the sea of layers. Just drowning slightly. I'll be fine. You don't need to breathe in space. Okay. I'll just try to move things out the way I want. There needs to be a bit of floofiness here. I mean, look at it. How can you say no to floof? And then this little loop here that I decided not to cut. Also very important. But first I'm starting with in here. Okay. How's that looking? Oh shoot, I put it on the wrong spot. Oh no. Okay. Crisis averted. I always hate it when I accidentally put it on the wrong keyframe. And sometimes when I'm just staring intently and going back and forth here, I end up going up or down a little bit too hard. And I'm not looking closely enough to notice that I need to select the right keyframe. Alright, so I'm going to start at the top here, because I think once I get this little spot figured out, the rest will be so much easier. And I think it'll be pretty easy to do, honestly. Just kind of figure out what it wants to do with its life, you know? Yeah, just figure out what this part wants to do with its life. Easy, right? It's fine. Okay. Still a little bit too far out, I think. You are the wrong layer. This is the one that I actually want to move right now. Okay, not there. So that means here and here, then. Just want it to look like it's a little bit more underneath that strand there. Yeah, and then you can see it's getting covered up by that. And the perspective is nice, I think. Okay, don't want to move that any more than I have to. Just very carefully adjust things right there. And we'll see how it all works out. Okay, so... yeah, there we go. That's starting to look pretty good, I think. Yeah, much better. Okay, and then I can just kind of work my way down the strand and try to get it to do similar things. And then once that area is moving in kind of the same way as the upper area, then I can worry about that little loop. And it should be easy to manage. Everything else will already be in place. Oh, won't that be nice? Just kind of trying to straighten out the triangles a little bit. Yeah, they look like they're straightened out a bit better now. So let's see if this angle is kind of what I want. Oh no, that's going way in. Went a bit too hard there. Probably from trying to correct all those triangles. That's alright. I can pull them down and a little bit out as well. And that should fix a lot of my problems there. Just gonna straighten things out down here while I'm over here. Because I feel like it. Let's get rid of some of that crunchiness. Try to make things straight. Try to make it pretty. I remember I had to pull this area up pretty hard because it was really skinny after being passed through the mesh group. Okay, I think this will actually look pretty alright once I fix the tip. But I can't tell if right through here, if the effect here is too strong or not. I'm gonna check out the tip a bit. And if I can get that looking good, then I'll choose to believe that it'll look okay. So let's see what's going on down here and what was bothering me. Okay. So I think I need to tuck this top part in a little bit more. Something like this. Just very gently. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. And then do a little bit of floofing. Make it floofy. So how about something like this? This better? Yes, on that side. And then I think if I floof in this side a little bit, make it rounder, that will cover a lot of the other problems. Just gotta make it rounder on the inside here. I can do that. I am all for making things rounder. Let's go. Okay, so now that's a little bit rounder. Is this giving me the effect I want? Okay, it looks like it's going upward a little bit, so let's pull it down. Kind of gently pull it down like that. Whoa, okay, had weird lag there. I assume it was just autosaving. It's okay, autosave, I appreciate you. Kinda. No, I definitely appreciate the autosave. I'm saying kinda too. Is this right? And the answer is kinda. But no, I definitely appreciate the autosave. It has saved me before. I do try to save frequently, but, you know, sometimes stuff happens. It's always very unfortunate when bad stuff happens. It's a good way to just lose all your motivation to keep working. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. Normally I do like to work a little bit more from the top here, but I had to do this to verify whether or not that was going to be good. And I think I've done enough that I can now verify it, and it's a bit too much. It's okay. I liked the idea in theory. In practice, it was just a bit too strong. But it's okay. I'm glad that I worked more toward the tip so I could know for sure as to whether this was going to work out for me. So now what I'm looking at here is this highlight. Right through here. So I kind of want to see... I don't want to move that triangle too much. But yeah, I wanted to kind of see if I can get that looking good. Because when I was turning it before, that highlight was one of the main things that I think stopped the effect that I had before from looking good. Okay, so how about this? I think I still need to straighten it out a little bit, but how's this first start? Yeah, that's much better. Alright, let's start straightening that out then. Probably have to go back and forth a few times. Just because I did notice a bit of shifting. And I can finally do something about this, because it's been bothering me, man. It's taken so much self-control to not look at that. But I just know that I can't put it in place until I have everything else in place. It's just not gonna work. So first I'm trying to get rid of some of the shifting that I'm seeing here, because I think that'll help me place that loop when the time comes. Yeah, there we go. Now I can worry about this highlight. Because I knew this highlight would be relevant someday. Okay. Still kind of shifting downward a bit. So I'll just keep tweaking it until it looks right. No problem at all. No problem at all. Some of it should definitely look like it's being covered. But some of it should definitely be uncovered. And I'm just going to focus in on that highlight. Everything else can come after. Okay, there's still like something shifting upward there. But it's okay. This isn't one of those cases where nothing I do is working. This is the case where everything I do is working, and I just have to do a little bit more. Fortunately, that state is not particularly frustrating. Just gotta keep going. Just gotta go. didn't like the change I made there, so I went ahead and undid it. But something in this dark area is not looking quite right, so I'm gonna tweak that a bit. Still kinda just getting everything around that loop where I think it should be, because I think it'll be so much easier to adjust once I know where everything else is supposed to go. It just feels like the shadow area is shifting in the wrong direction, so I am gonna try to push things a little further out. My headphones have not been happy with me today. Okay, there we go. That's better. I like being able to hear the music too. It helps me focus. Okay. Now I think I can finally focus in on this loop, and I do think I will hide the other part of the claw for this. Okay. Well, let me get a good stare in at the claw here. Figure out where everything's shifting. Alright, I'm gonna start at the top. Actually, I'm probably gonna start at the top and the bottom. But I did notice that there was some shifting upward here. And I just kind of want to bring him closer. I think that this little loop here is going to be more behind this area now. I'm just going to make it nice and thin here. This should help a lot. And then we'll see where it's shifting around still. Okay, so the bottom of this is too low. Which means that this one needs to be higher. Yeah, this is why I said figuring out where some of these other parts should go should help me figure out where that loop goes. A little bit too much. Just a little bit, though. Okay. Pull that out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I just gotta worry about this part. It has been squirming around in there like you wouldn't believe. Just can't have that. There we go, and still shifting upward a little bit, so let's continue bringing this on down. Just very gently, carefully. Don't want to overdo it, and I overdid it. That's okay. I think this top part just don't want to go down quite as far. Alright, feel like it's really getting there. It's almost there. I want to push it in, tuck it in just a little bit more, I think. For perspective reasons. And then there's still some, like, bulging happening near the bottom that I just need to fix. I do feel like at the top up here still has a little bit of a problem. I swear someday I will remember where this layer is. That day is apparently not today. There's something here, but I'm not quite sure what it is. All I can really do is try things again. Okay, I think I know what it is now. Just straighten out some triangles. Trying to move this one very, very carefully. Alright. Okay, it's still shifting upward, which does mean that I want the vertices around here to be lower. This one must get very close to that vertex down there. Okay, that was a little bit too low. There we go. No, that's not right either. This part is being tricky. Just tiny details in hair. I think this is probably good enough though. Let me zoom out and check it. So I could probably work on it a bit more, but we're getting into body territory. And yeah, I think this looks fine. Alright, let's get the other part of the claw back on. It'd be nice to finish this clump today, so here's hoping that this second part of the claw cooperates with me. And then tomorrow, the last big clump right here. Oh yeah. Be very nice if I can just get that all working. Okay. So just kind of staring at this, and it's not as bad off as a lot of the other strands were. So that's nice. Maybe it'll be nice to me today. I'd really appreciate it if you were nice to me today, Mr. Claw. Can you have it in your heart to just work out like magic? I'd really appreciate it. Some upward shifting. Let's just pull that on down. Just a little bit, though. Okay, and then there's a little thing near the top there. Once again, I'm paying a bunch of attention to the top here. So once I have the top firmly anchored in place, I know that I can trust everything I see lower down. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, and then I see that I pushed some of these a little bit too far down. Okay, but this highlight looks like the top of it is in the right place. Which just means that I can pay a little bit more attention further down. So the big part that I feel like I need to get right is this part right here. And I think once I have that part in a good spot, the rest will cooperate with me that much more. I just kind of need to pull it out here I do feel like it should be a little bit further to the right. Okay, and a little bit lower. Fortunately, this is a pretty big area, so it's just an area I can go tweak with the brush. And it'll be fine. Totally fine. Okay. Now I think I'm getting into territory where it's probably going to be easier to tweak the vertexes directly. Not quite sure what's wrong there, but I think I have some things I can try. I'm gonna pull right through here, a little bit further out. I need to kind of tuck that in again. Ended up separating those areas quite a lot while I was derping around here. Okay. This is mostly for the interpolation. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, still got a lot of squirming to work out, but I think this part is now correct. So now I just need to fix these highlights. Which is quite easy to do, because there's just like one vertex that controls both of them. Heck yeah. Being easy, being polite. Thank you, Claw. I appreciate it. I knew it was right to give you the most entertaining name. You deserve it. Okay. And I just kind of want to get some of the stuff down here too. While I'm over here. Just a few issues that I saw. I do feel like things are still squirming a bit there. Let's see, what needs to happen here? I guess I pulled this vertex a little bit too far to the right or left, so let's push a little bit back to the right. Kind of the same with over here. Okay. Alright, so I've been gradually working my way down to the tips there, and I do feel like it's getting closer and closer. So I do think I'll be able to finish this today. I'm definitely getting a little bit tired, but it's okay. That's what the brain of tomorrow is for. To go back and double check my work and make sure I didn't do anything silly. For now, we use Brain of Today, get as much done as possible, and I am feeling energetic and determined. So, let's go. Let's just finish up this little strand right here. This big ol' clump. There's not that much more left to do. And I'm very excited. So I do feel like this area here is shifting upward. So I'll just pull some of these vertices down. That should help. Oh wow, it's still... Oh no, now it's shifting downward. I did pull it a little bit too far. That's good. I would have been very concerned if it was still shifting upward after that. Okay, I do think I pushed this a little bit too far to the right. I know what I was thinking in my head. I thought I was like, oh yeah, we can do a perspective shenanigan here. But I just did a little bit too much. I think we can still do a little perspective shenanigan though. Yeah, that I think looks okay. Okay, so now I just need to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with this. Because now we're getting down to the tip. That's kind of the hazard of doing all of this on one layer. A little bit tricky. It's okay. I can be tricky too. Maybe something like that. Getting a little bit of an upward shift here. I'm not sure if it's because the tip isn't quite long enough or if it's from some other shenanigan. But I know the tip is a little bit short. Just a little bit short, but still short. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Look at that. Okay, and then this gap here I think needs to be a little bit higher. Yeah. Okay, I think that's a pretty good spot for it. So now I can just worry about these two little strands. Only so much I can really do with them just because of how I decided to cut this, but I can do a little bit more for them. Something is shifting downward here. Okay, I see. Right here. I need to get that gap right too. Let's bring it a little further this way. These vertices a little bit further up. Okay, and I think if I move this tip just a little bit to the right, that will look quite good. Maybe not. I thought it would look better than that, but it actually looks a bit strange. Okay. In that case, we won't move it that far to the right. We'll move it a little bit back to the left. Okay, I think I shortened it a bit. Bring that part out. Okay, and if I can get away with it, I'd like to move this part a little bit further this way. Just a little bit. And then just some minor adjustments here and there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see how this looks zoomed out. 'Cause I was way zoomed in there. I think that looks pretty good. How's it look with the body on? Look like it's kind of getting caught in her collar? I think so. A little bit of a shift, but nothing too serious. And we get the funny... the hair doesn't move at all. It's very sad. Okay. I think that's where I will end it for today. And tomorrow, I will do this last little clump. Actually, I'm gonna hide the body node again, because I know that I'll get confused if I leave it there. So, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.